as our children head back to school, we will become reconnected with not just the routine of school days, but the digital world that comes with it. It is increasingly hard to imagine middle school or high school students not using social media, Twitter, Instagram, and the like. So much so, it opens them up to a world many parents can't see or don't even know.
So tonight, the week before many children start school, a cautionary tale from two local parents. Both have a story to share about the impact of your child's online life. A mother who is quickly becoming the advocate, and a father who thinks he developed a tool for parenting in the digital age. It was 2009 when then gym teacher and lacrosse coach at Fallston Middle and High School, Jonathan Dick, was arrested and charged with a bevy of sexual solicitation and child pornography charges. Maryland State Police said he used Facebook to reach out to his victims. One of them was Tim Woda's son.
My oldest child at the time was in middle school, and he accepted a friend request, a friend of a friend on a social network, and it turned out that that person wasn't another 14-year-old kid. It was a 42-year-old school teacher, middle school lacrosse coach, and child predator.
Woda, who already had an internet security background, did a deep dive on the internet to find who this man was. He says after a lot of digital snooping, he was able to find Jonathan S. Dick. Dick was eventually convicted and now has a permanent home on the sex offender registry. But Dick's status is far from the only outcome of Woda's digital investigation.
We essentially took all of the things that we did to try to find out who this person was, and much of that thought process we incorporated into our technology so that we could help parents sniff out problems before they became a crisis.
The result is a startup company called YouKnow.com. Currently housed in a business co-op of sorts in Arlington, Virginia, YouKnow is a website offering parents a service to not just monitor, but inform them on general trends of their children's online lives.
We spent the first couple of years kind of figuring out what is it that parents really want, and what parents want is tools to get engaged so that they can do their job.
Steve Woda is CEO and president and Tim's brother. He says it took a few years to perfect, but YouKnow.com has grown from about 500 members to almost 40,000. Woda says the service is an agreement between the parent and the child and acts as an online chaperone. The app simply generates a report so parents can see a life they currently cannot, such as when their child is online, who they are talking to, what they are posting, and where and what is being said about them.
When I was a kid, there was a family phone in the kitchen. There was a front door, and that was how I communicated with the outside world. And for today's parents, their kids are using digital devices, and they're talking to people that mom and dad have no idea who they are, they don't know when they talk, and they certainly don't know what they talk about.
I don't think parents and adults had any idea.
Christine McComas certainly knows. Her daughter Grace killed herself in 2012 after being relentlessly bullied on social media. The state passed a law in her name last year making cyberbullying a crime, but she says it takes parents too, who need to understand the life your child lives online is as real as the life they live off of it.
It's extremely important. It's a life or death thing now. We don't have a choice anymore. Just like you wouldn't, take a 10-year-old and hand them car keys and take them to a very crowded area and say, go drive. We need to teach them early about empathy, about digital citizenship, and we need to protect them.
Certainly a different circumstance, but much the same lesson learned by Tim Woda, a lesson he hopes to teach other parents the easy way.
We tend to talk to them about the things we can see, right? The friends that we know, the activities we saw. But in a world where the average child spends 1 in 4 waking hours online, that a significant portion of their day is playing out into a place where we can't see with people we don't know exist.
And so the goal of this company is to help parents be engaged with that life. The service says it combs through mountains and mountains of data and pulls out risky trends and reports that to parents. Both the child and the parent have to agree to this service, but there are other companies that serve as more of a monitoring services too. I
love that comment about we had the open door to the outside world.
Right.
Now we have all this. So what are the most popular ages that this company's going for, and about the children the parents are worried about?
Yeah, they're saying about 9 to 17 are the ages that are most popular, the parents that use this service. 13, though, middle schoolers are the high end of that. They say it's best to introduce this concept of a digital chaperone earlier on, like around 9 or 10 years old.
And you had Christine, you interviewed Christine McComas. Of course, her daughter passed away, suicide 2 years. How's she doing?
Well, she's becoming more of an advocate, and right now she's trying to teach people about that cyberbullying law that's now in her daughter's name, and to teach this type of digital civility or citizenship to children making those decisions online.
Love that. Cyber chaperone. That's what you call it.
Cyber chaperone.
All right, Brian Kuehler.